Greetings and salutations, welcome to a brand new video. So today's video is going to be very different. I'll tell you what it is so you can decide whether you don't want to watch it or not. So this video is more of a peek behind the curtains of my channel. I'm going to go through my analytics and look at, the money I've made, how well the videos are doing, the sort of journey of my channel so far. And if you guys are interested, and I'll show you some of the analytics. Also, if you've got your own YouTube or thinking about starting, then hopefully this video will let you understand some of the analytics side of YouTube a bit more. And I'm hopefully, if you guys enjoy it, I'll make this maybe a monthly thing, so we do a catch-up, see how well the channel's doing in the last month. So this episode is going to be talking about the journey so far to where we are now, and then, go through some of the analytics and some of the interesting stuff and see where people are from and all that good stuff. If none of that interests you, you can leave now. Right, so let's go into the dashboard here. So, the first thing we'll actually do, if we go onto the watch time tab. So, I've had my channel for a good few years. Not a channel, sorry, YouTube account. I only started my channel 10 months ago. So, we'll get rid of the date. We'll just drag it roughly over to where I started the channel. And then we'll talk about what's been going on. This is exactly what it says on the tin. This is how many views I get over those period. So let's go through it. So we started off and we were chugging along nicely. The channel got picked up quite quickly within a couple of days. I was getting a few, couple of hundred views, and then within a month or so, I was plugging along at maybe 400-600 views a day on average, which is really good. And as you can see, there's obviously peaks and troughs. Remember, it's a daily thing, so some days of the week are better than others. So you'll always see almost like a heartbeat sort of system. But I did a few videos for FM Scout's channel, and that got me a few more views and a few more subs and stuff, which we'll go through shortly. And then it sort of started picking up really well. And I made a couple of good. This is where I made a couple of good experiment videos. The what if every Premiership team had no players type stuff, and that got me a peak in views. And then we sort of chugged along quite evenly. No real jumps, no real sort of drops. And then we sort of gradually climbed up again. Obviously, times of the year is very different as well. Just the way that people watch YouTube, they watch it sort of less in the summer, more towards Christmas, all that sort of good stuff. But we won't go sort of too much into detail. So then you get to this point, and there's this ridiculously sized jump up, and then it goes even further up, and then gradually sort of reduces back down. So what this happened here is, up until this point here, I was making pretty much full Football Manager content only. There was other little bits and bobs, like I did some Darkest Dungeon and stuff like that, bits and bobs. But I had planned this all the way along because I wanted to play games that I love on this channel. It's not always been just a Football Manager channel. So I introduced the Warhammer, Total War Warhammer guides. And they did spectacularly well, and that's why you can see this massive jump. It was brand new out. I found a little niche. I can't compete with just doing a let's play for a video, so I didn't want to just do a let's play because so many YouTubers would do a let's play. So I really sort of fine-tuned it down to sort of a unit guides and stuff like that. You've seen plenty on my channel, and they've done really, really well for me and spectacular. And then so that's chugged along nicely, but then, as you can see, that in the last sort of month, 2 months, there's been a still slow drop down, but that's to be expected, really. If you think about it, the two main games are Total War Warhammer and Football Manager. Football Manager is old now. We're about to get a new version, so over the course of the year, there's going to be that trickle-down effect, and you're just going to get less views. I've also been, in the last month or so, been making slightly less videos. Before it was one every single day, and now it's sort of dropped down a little bit. And then, obviously, Total War Warhammer guide, I was doing guides for. So once people have got the game, they've played it a bit, they don't need those guides anymore. So that's always going to be an automatic sort of drop-off. So that's all planned. It's not like, oh my God, what am I going to do? There's no need to panic as long as you know why your views are dropping. You need to work out if you're making shit content, basically, or you're playing a game that's nobody's watching anymore and stuff like that. So, but really, really happy with that. We're still hitting sort of 2,500-3,000 views every single day, which is like amazing. And then obviously it's broken down here into YouTube Red views. That's people that buy the Red membership and stuff like this. The next thing everybody loves a bit of money, don't they? So let's have a look. This is my earnings for the period of my channel. For the first month or so, I didn't have ads going. So then, obviously, 0. And then it sort of trickled along nicely. You know, if you look at the numbers, you sort of think to yourself, oh my God, well, you know, $519 is a nice amount. It is a nice amount. But if you think of the amount of hours I've put into it, it's Chinese sweatshop wages territory. Less than that. You know, I'm earning, I think, about $80 a month at the moment. So $20 a week, roughly, which is what? 13 quid a week when I'm spending 20 plus hours a week on a YouTube channel. It's ridiculous. Never get into YouTube because you want the money, because it's so far off. Even if you do well, my growth has been really good, but I'm still like a mile off even having it as a part-time job. I'm just lucky that I work from home and I can put those hours in. So this, generally speaking, follows the trend of the views and the subs. So it chugs along quite nicely. We get a nice peak and stuff like that. The way ads differ is that obviously around Christmas time, YouTube charges more money for people to run ads, so it can sort of skew differently to your views. But you know, $500, that's been brilliant. That's basically allowed me to buy the green screen package, and a half decent webcam, a decent microphone and stuff. It's not made me any money because I pretty much spent all of it back onto equipment, and I want to keep doing that because I want a much better webcam. I want other stuff as well. So, you know, but it's a nice little bit of pocket change. It's allowed me to buy the games that I play on my channel, so it's almost like the channel's self-sufficient now. So let's have a look at the other sort of big one, and that is subscribers. This is really interesting. So this is my daily subscribers since the channel started, and it's been pretty solid growth. I was really happy early on that I sort of picked up a couple of subscribers, even in the first weeks of doing YouTube. This are all sort of 5, 6, 7s. These sort of peaks here, I've noticed they coincided with me making a video for FM Scout, because on those videos I did a team guide for them, and then I would say, you know, come and check out my channel if you wanted to, and then that would give me a nice jump in subscribers. But they continue pretty averagely. This huge drop here is, even though like the entire life of the channel I said to people, this is going to be multiple games. It's not just going to be an FM channel, okay? I will be playing other games, and I did little bits and bobs and stuff. But as soon as I released like multiple Total War Warhammer videos, like a ton of people unsubscribed, and I'd expected it. And it's not because, you know, there's going to be a few people that just go, oh, good, I just like FM. But in reality, I was still making just as many FM videos. These were just on top of. But I think what it does is it fills up someone's subscription box, and they look at me and go, oh, I don't even watch that guy anymore. I'm just going to unsubscribe. So most of these people that hit those 2 big unsubscribe marks are just dead subscribers. They weren't watching anyway, so they mean nothing to the channel. But after that, you saw the growth from the Football Manager and the Total War. So we were hitting 20 a day a load of times, and then as with the views and stuff, it's just trickled down a bit. I've only had, amazingly, 3 days in 10 months where I've actually lost subscribers, and those were the 2 Warhammer days, and then just a random day a week or so ago where I just got -1. But as you can see, it's sort of slowing down a little bit, but I'm still averaging 12 a month or something like that. So, you know, still ridiculously happy. As you can see, that's my loss. So I've lost 900. You can see when I lose them. There's the Warhammer content coming in. So I started losing a few more, which is fine. That's always going to be the way. You just got to sort of count for that. Let's have a look. So you guys have always been amazing with my likes to dislike ratio. You know, even my EU referendum rant, which with the Brexit stuff, even that got 59 likes and only 10 dislikes, which is quite amazing for such a controversial thing. So just like you guys have, like I said, been amazing. You know, the What If experiment, 304 likes and 23 dislikes. What I would say to anybody that's starting out or has a YouTube channel is don't worry about dislikes. Do not worry in the slightest about dislikes. You're better off if somebody watches your channel and leaves a dislike than if they watched your channel and just didn't do anything at all, because it's still, YouTube counts it as engagement, and that's really important. So just let it wash over you. People aren't going to like your stuff sometimes. I've seen so many channels where somebody goes, oh, I got some dislikes, oh, fuck them. It's like, no, fuck them. Why not? They're allowed to dislike your video. You know, it might not be the best quality, or it might be saying something about a team they love, or whatever it is. They might not like your face. Who cares, man? Life's too short to worry about a few dislikes on a video. So here's, we won't sort of break it down by that. So let's look at traffic sources. This is a really interesting one, especially if you're looking at getting into YouTube yourself. As that it's broken down into suggested videos. That's where, you know, you're watching a video and it pops up on the right hand side. The browse feature, which, as they explain it, traffic from both the homepage and the home screen, and the subscription feed. So that's when almost they're looking to click on your videos and stuff like that. Playlists, that's why it's so important to get plays. 500,000 watch minutes. 17% of all my watch minutes is from my playlists, because it's so easy just to organize it. I would suggest every time you do a series on FM or any game is to put it in a separate playlist of its own, because it's so easy for people then just to watch a bunch in a row. YouTube search, obviously that's big when you're talking about SEO, which is search engine optimization, which we'll look at shortly. YouTube channels, external. I've had a couple of videos that people have put on their websites, and so that links back to me really good. Playlist page. That's it. YouTube advertising, 7 minutes. Okay, I've never advertised. We got 1 view on it though. Thanks YouTube advertising. So let's have a look at some of the other stuff. So this is really important. So this is your YouTube search. So you just click on the YouTube search. It goes in to see what this is what people are typing in to YouTube to find your videos. So FM16 is with no space. It's important. Every little difference helps. FM space 16 is a different thing entirely. So always be wary of that when you're doing stuff. One of my most popular videos, which we'll look at that in more detail in a second, because it's quite an interesting theme. But 2016 FM, and then I did some XCOM stuff. PC Specialist, I did a video review of those, so you can sort of see what's working well for you and doing sort of really well. And you can see, you know, the average watch time, which is really important for YouTube's algorithm and stuff like that. But it's always a good way to sort of see it, and you can see where they're coming from and stuff like that. Let's have a look at the channel itself. So on the video manager, just like with any sort of channel, you can search it by various things. This is how many views it's got, how many comments, how many likes and dislikes. Okay, so let's look at the most viewed video even. And my most viewed video is, I don't know why it's ordered that wrongly, but my most viewed video is a Football Manager 2017 video that I did on May the 4th. May the 4th. What I was thinking there was I wanted to be first in on the act, right? 40,000 views, which for a channel my size is incredible. And obviously nobody was really talking about FM17 at that stage, so I knew that if I made a video, anything to do with Football Manager 2017, I was going to rank first, because no one else had made one, so I wasn't competing with anyone. So obviously I couldn't do anything about what's in the game or anything about the game, so it was more a video of, you know, what we want to see. And that's done incredibly well, superbly well, if we look at the statistics for it. So let's have a look. So I've got a program called TubeBuddy, which is a free program. There's upgrades for it to get more features, but the free program is really good. And you can look at stats. So this video has earned me roughly, I think this is quite wrong, but roughly $59. I think it's more like 30. We can actually have a look at it shortly. And because I was not competing with anyone. So if we look at football, this is the tags. You know, when you create a video, you give it a title, you give it a description, and then you add tags. And tags are what you sort of, in your mind's eye, what you think people are going to search for. So I thought people might search for Football Manager 2017, because I thought people might start searching for information about it. So when I first did this, when there was no competition, I ranked #1 for all these, right? And even now, a ton of people, including big FM names like Jack Work the Space and Dr. Benji and FM Scout and all these sort of big channels that have made FM17 videos, now that there's news and stuff about it like this, I'm still ranking really well. 6, 3, 4, 6, 4. I'm sure you can all see numbers. I don't need to explain that. So that's just been fantastic. One of the interesting things, and if you have a YouTube channel you look at, is the RealTime Views. It shows you how many views you've currently got in the past. Each of these blocks is an hour, so 79 in the last 48 minutes. I'm recording this at 3:48. And then per minute, really breaks it down. But these are sorted into most recent. So you can see that my Cossacks game review has got 3 views in the last 60 minutes. So you can click on it and it will show you the most popular. So look at this. My Football Manager 2017 video is still getting a bunch of views. 17 in the last hour, 660 in the last 2 days. And if we look at the last 48 hours, you can see which of my videos are most popular. So we start off with the FM17, we've got Cossacks, then we've got an FM Experiment. This video is done brilliantly as well, 30-odd thousand views, and then a bunch of Total War, Warhammer stuff, and then my latest episode of Football Manager. So really good stuff. If we go into the analytics this way. So this is the video in question. You can see where the views are coming from. But if we look at, one of the things to do is audience retention. Greetings and salutations. Welcome to a brand new video. Today we're going to be talking about my wish list. Shut up, me. This, for YouTube, it used to be all about views, right? If your video had lots of views, then it must be good. That's how YouTube used to see it a few years ago. They realised that didn't really work, because I could make all my thumbnails with massive pair of breasts on the front, even if it had nothing to do with that, what's called clickbait titles, and I'd get a bunch of views, but everybody just leave immediately because it's not what the subject was in the thumbnail. So what they talk about now is audience retention. That is the biggest thing of YouTube if you want to do well. So this is the audience retention for my video, and so you start off here with everybody that clicked on your video, and then this is the timeline of the video and how quickly people drop off. Now I fully expected this video to do what it's done, and I'll go through why this has happened shortly. But all videos, no matter what you do, no matter what content you do, if you look into this, for any one of your videos, you will have a substantial drop off in the first 20 seconds of a video. Right, so there you go. After 18 seconds, I lost half my audience. Right, that's particularly bad, but because I think that's because people click on it thinking that it might be like actual information about the game, but it's not clickbaity. I said features and improvements, what we want to see. So it's quite clear. But you'll see on any of the videos you check out, there'll always be a drop off of some subscriptions. So it dropped down to sort of 60% relatively quickly, but then once it gets to about 25%, it kind of, everybody else is just going to watch it until the end, right? So it's really important to do this. So like I said, you know that there's going to be a drop-off. Always, no matter. Casey Neistat has a big drop-off. Not as big as this. You want to try and get it to, if you could, ideal world, if you can get it to stay above 60%, then you're gold. But anything above 30-40% is really good if they can get to the end of your video. So taking that into account, you know that's going to happen. But if on a video like this, where it's probably a bit worse than I'd hope for, you need to work out why. And we know why on this video, because it says that people are going to be clicking on this video, seeing, oh, Footman 2017, clicking on it, and going, oh, he's not telling us what's in the game, even though this was months ago when clearly no one knew. And then they click off. But sometimes what can happen is maybe your intro is a bit too long. What you can do is put up 2 very similar episodes and just try and shorten that intro. Maybe you talk a bit too much at the beginning. Maybe you have an intro graphic that just puts people off. That's why I don't have one. I think they're pointless. But each to their own. Lots of successful channels do use them. But I think getting straight into the point of the video, and also what you can see is if you did there's a massive drop off. You can go, well, am I making my videos too clickbaity? Like, are you going to make oh my God, you won't believe this about Wayne Rooney, with Wayne Rooney in the thumbnail and a half-naked woman in a bikini? People are like, oh my God, gossip. And then you go, did you know Wayne Rooney has scored 47 goals in his last 3 years, or whatever random stat that it just horribly clickbaity, and people just instantly go, oh, fuck off, mate. And just, as soon as they realise that's not what the video is about, this dies quite a lot, by the way, the live server. So what you can actually do is watch your own video and you can see where the drops happen. So it might be halfway through a video where you get a sudden drop off, but you can go to that in the timeline and go, okay, what's wrong here? Why are people suddenly leaving at this point in the video? And you go, oh, okay, because so-and-so did, right? So, like for here, for instance, when it actually goes back up, which you think is weird, but what happens here is that somebody's gone back and rewatched a certain point of the episode. So this jump here in that 7-minute mark is that they've watched it and then gone, oh, actually, I want to check that again. So maybe I flick through a couple of screens and they've actually gone back to have a look at it again. So that's why you see these jump-offs and stuff like that. So there you go. That's a quick sort of introduction to that. Comments is another interesting one. Comments are really important to the way YouTube works. They want you to get comments on your video because that's engagement. So there's been obviously spikes and stuff like this, but there's been gradual improvement. That's all you really want to see. What you can do is set it to, say monthly, just to get a sort of more even graph. Probably weekly is probably better. To get a more even graph over your comments and stuff like that. Just to get a better idea. Engage your audience. Ask them a question. Stuff like that. But let's talk more about my channel. It's gone into sort of tutorial mode. I do apologise. I know I'm waffling a massive amount, and I imagine the drop-off, the retention of this video will be quite small. But I thought it'd be interesting for those that are interested in this stuff, because this stuff fascinates me. Like this stuff is fascinating. Let's have a quick look at demographics for the entirety of my channel. So this is the breakdown. So you've got the male to female switch, which is obviously I've got about 2% female audience. Hey, ladies. I think it's the beard. And male is the rest. And what you'll see is the age groups. For a gaming channel, my age group is a lot higher than normal gaming channels. A lot of that's to do with the fact the games I play, Football Manager and stuff like that, is generally a more older game, but it's really good. I think, it's nice to have people more my age. But you can sort of see a breakdown. So you can sort of start targeting your videos to the people that actually watch your stuff. But I'll tell you what I look at on most days. So you've got your dashboard, which gives you a nice little overview of the last 28 days. So I chug along about $80 a month now. 325 subscribers in the last 28 days. So it's like 12 a day, which is just amazing. And the watch time. But most of the time, I will watch the real-time analytics. Just pop it up a few times a day just to see how the new video's doing, stuff like that. I will say that I've heard complaints about from people, or they're just worried that they might have 3,000 subscribers, but they're saying only only 300 people are watching their videos. Which on the sound of it is, okay, yeah, that is a bit shitty. I have 3,000 subscribers and I don't get nowhere near that. You'll never hit that, especially the longer you've been going, especially where people might have subbed to you 10 months ago, a year ago, or whatever. A lot of those are just going to be inactive. A lot of people don't clean out their subs and don't delete the ones they don't watch. So you're always going to have that. What they say about YouTube is that they did the math. And what you can do is if you can get 14% of your viewers, of your subscribers to watch your video, you're doing okay. Right? You're doing well. That's the sort of mean average of what you can... For channels that have been going a year or more, really, it doesn't really relate to new channels, because you should get more, obviously, views from your subscribers because they've only just subscribed. So that sort of thing. So anytime you're doing well, and people talk, obviously the big thing about YouTube is going viral and stuff like that. People think viral when they think about 1 million views and like crazy numbers. What viral is, to me, my goal of virality... If we're going to get... No. Viral is that I try... If I can get a video... So if we have a look here. If I can get... Anytime a video gets more views than it does that I have subscribers at the time I published it, then for me that's like mini viral. That's done really well. If I can get 20% of the views... or 20% of my subscribers as views watching a video, then that's fantastic. Like, for instance, this Football Manager 2017 news video, when we did the first look at it, 892 views. That's brilliant. That's a really nice hit. That's not viral, but to me, that's really good. For 3,000 subs, to get almost a third in views, brilliant. These 300s are okay. They're kind of the average. There's certain videos I make that I don't care if it gets views or not. These are more for my core audience, the guys that stick around, really enjoy the channel. Like this Football Manager 2017, what content do you want? I didn't even SEO it. I didn't even give it a good title or put in loads of tags or anything with it. I just wanted the people that I know watch my channel every day, I wanted their opinion on what stuff they wanted to see. So there's certain videos that you kind of know are going to do bad, like a random video that just said thank you. I didn't SEO it. I just wanted to say thank you to the people that watch me every day, sort of thing. So stuff like that is to take into account. So what we're going to do next month is take a look at just that month, so we can get a much better idea. Obviously, this video was much longer. It's like 30 minutes. I can't believe I've talked so long. So sorry. But what we'll do next month is it'll be a much more condensed, maybe 10-minute video, just of what's happened this month, what's the plans for the month, how do we do money-wise and stuff like this, and you know, just see the health of the channel. Because I know most of you won't be interested in this stuff, but I thought a few of you might. So for those guys, and I love it, so I could talk about this for hours. You might have guessed by the way I've waffled for half an hour. But let me know in the comments if there's anything in particular you want me to talk about, or you want me to cover, or statistics or analytics you want me to show you for the next video, stuff like that. Any feedback is always really appreciated on this channel. And of course, leave a like, because you know it helps with... I've explained to you now, you know why a like is a good thing. So if you did enjoy it, hit the like button and subscribe if you're new to the place, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye bye.